Sometimes great moments are born not from a perfectly executed display of skill between two great players, but from a singular, well-timed blow in what could otherwise be described as a slugfest.
Scarlett moving forward. There are no mines also to help out, meaning these banelings become far more effective. The splitting looks immaculate.
A lot of people say it's like the greatest game of all time. I don't know if I'd agree with that. I think it's neither of us played perfectly, but that made it more exciting in a way.
Bomber's forced to pull back. This medevac not on cooldown.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Other times, those moments are created when a player bucks the norm and plays their way, not in the established so-called best way.
I don't know what chance she'll stand. Oh no!
Oh, the burrow, and there's still several banelings left over.
But in a few cases, it's both. And we saw a perfect example of one of those moments in StarCraft II, when Scarlett faced off against Bomber in Red Bull Battlegrounds New York City 2013.
Oh my God! Oh my God, a perfect detonation!
In late 2013, StarCraft II's Heart of the Swarm expansion had been out for more than 8 months, and for Zerg players, that meant playing a strategy that involved swarm hosts, a slow-moving unit that could spawn locusts. But while swarm hosts were effective, many people didn't love the defensive playstyle, including Sasha Scarlett Hostin.
Swarm hosts, they were really bad for the game. Like as a Zerg player, you kind of had to play with swarm hosts yourself, but it didn't feel fun at all, yeah. It was just sit there and slowly kill them with endless waves of free units, but not a good mechanic for sure.
Instead, she used strategies that leaned more heavily on Zerglings and Mutalisks.
Oh, the braining from behind. Oh, the Widowmine does manage to catch it, but it might not matter. Alive is now back into the production line. Scarlett's gonna win it!
In 2013, she was the great foreign hope for StarCraft II. She had a couple exciting victories against Koreans already, including an upset of MVP in GSTL.
More detonates with the banelings in the ASCV line. The harvester count down to 16.
He's down to 59 supply, and that's it. GG.
GG and Scarlett, she has done it.
At Red Bull Battlegrounds 2013, Scarlett found herself facing off against Choi Bomber Ji-sung, a Terran player from Korea whom she had played many times before. He had long been known for his incredible macro, but also for playing excellently yet falling short of championships. He was also somewhat of an innovator. Early in 2013, in a game against Gosu user, he extended the range of his Raven Seeker missiles by targeting an empty medevac and flying it towards his opponent's units.
And now Broodlords are coming out as well. The Greater Spire has complete. Those Corruptors aren't just for killing medevacs.
That was
wow,
cool.
is he
All right.
Oh my God, that was fantastic.
You are so good at this game.
What did I just watch?
Meetings between Scarlett and Bomber resulted in what was usually an exciting series.
Oh my God, this push so important for Bomber right now. He's still stuck on 3 bases. The Baneling's starting to connect. Can Scarlett break through her huge Mutalisk clump coming in from the side? But those Marines are 3-3. She has to be careful.
Oh, Banelings roll in. Huge amounts of Banelings connections here, left, right, and center as the Mutalisks continue to power back on here. Scarlett trying to connect with everything, and she does. Bomber on the retreat.
I actually lost to him earlier in the year in a really close 2-3 series in an important match. And I felt like I kind of had that series and I threw it away at a couple points, so I felt like I could definitely beat him when we played at Red Bull.
Her confidence was partially based on the fact that she'd been playing against Koreans in Korea for months, which was unheard of for Western StarCraft II players at the time. Her games against Bomber, though, tended to go long, which made for tense viewing but draining games for the players.
The games would go on a long time and it felt really close the whole time, or it felt like someone was barely losing, but no one was in a clear advantage. So like if you make one big mistake, the game's just over, and it felt like that for like 15-20 minutes straight at times.
And like their previous series of the WCS Season 2 finals, this series was packed with great moments.
Banelings. I mean, Scarlett has to be really careful here. I mean, Bomber is timing this fantastically. 1-1's done, combat shield done, stim done. A transfuse to keep a Mutalisk alive, but oh no! A discoordinated attack, a lift, and Banelings get annihilated by that early set of Widow Mines, but Scarlett is still trying to control 2-2's nearing completion for Scarlett, but man, the ant line of Marines is never ending. Even with a perfect angle, Scarlett does not have enough. Good game.
GG.
Bomber so good in that matchup. I think Scarlett's getting a little overeager here, Marcus. I don't know if this is the best move. I don't know if this is the best move, but Scarlett has decided that she has to strike now. The surround on the Zerglings are what pulled it through, and Scarlett shatters it with ease.
We're now looking at 157 supply to the 77 of Bomber, and one has to wonder, like, at what point is that really proved? Oh, hold on, Bailey's rolling in.
Oh, and there it is. Is there going to be a split? No, GG! The crowd goes nuts.
Wow.
But Game 3 of the series would become legendary.
Scarlett's picking off the reinforcements. Bomber's worked himself into a corner, but there's still not that many Zerg units here. Here come the Banelings. Is this the moment where the remaining forces of Bombers disintegrates? Is this the moment where the Mutapack disintegrates? It's unclear. And Scarlett has barely broken through, but the supply count's still dead even.
Oh my
84
goodness.
to 67, and if you look at the army supply, 44 for Scarlett, 36 for Bomber. What a Game 3. And now he's walking right onto creep territory.
Yeah, he is, and he's realized that, hey, we've got some bases down here. They need to be taken care of. Some more Banelings are going to morph in defensively. This is where I wish there was Burrow, and you have some defensive burrowed Banelings. Going to go up anyway, and we'll see how this goes. There's a couple of Widow Mines there. Kill the packs.
Small sets of units being chipped away at. Is this the moment where Scarlett finally ceases the aggression, or where the expansion falls? And it looks like it will be the former. Scarlett repels the attack once again, but a huge pack of bio continues to swarm in. Trademark Bomber macro. How is this possible?
One of them.
There they
and
come.
Here come the rest.
And it's all up to these Banelings. Can they deal enough damage? 15 Mutalisks trying to clean it up. Scarlett needs this base, but Bomber target fires and he takes it down.
Oh, huge victory for Bomber.
After a tense back and forth contest, the game passed the 30-minute mark and both players were mined out, effectively unable to get any more resources and had to make use of the units they had left on the map.
We're going on minute 32 of this game, and this is one of the craziest TVZs I think I've seen in quite a while.
It's been close to no base for everyone for a long time.
The game hung in the balance. And with parts of Bomber's base under siege, he didn't have the energy he needed to scan for burrowed Zerg units, like self-destructing Banelings.
I feel like burrowed Banelings was the perfect choice for that game because he was losing a lot of his orbitals, so he couldn't really scan to see them, and I knew that. And also, it's a very cheap investment.
Knowing her opponent's vulnerability, Scarlett laid the devastating trap.
This is a really close game.
Marcus, Burrow is done. That means burrowed Banelings are going to be huge here. Scarlett losing control a little bit with the lift there. This could be it.
Bomber can't afford to scan, so those oh god, the burrowed Banelings are huge. They're just over to the right a little bit more. Bring them out. Bait him. He's trying to bait. Oh my god! Oh my god! A perfect detonation. What we all expect to see when that kind of thing happens. Chasing the medevacs back in. There's some Banelings here to reinforce as well, but that was
what a game! Huge. What a game! Has Scarlett done it? 30 Marines remain. It's a dead even fight. Scarlett's been on no bases. I don't believe it. The last scan's down. There are no scans left. Scarlett is going to be on burrow and run. She has killed off the last orbital command. Scarlett refuses to engage without the Mutalisk. The Queen's taking damage. A Queen falls, but Scarlett on the regroup is...
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god! The crowd on their feet! Scarlett, the most incredible game I have seen!
And I was so happy. Yeah, I actually jumped up out of my seat because I couldn't really believe it. I even went over to one of the casters, Mr. Bitter, and started talking to him, which is not really normal to do at an event, for sure. A lot of people say it's like the greatest game of all time. I don't know if I'd agree with that. I think it's... Neither of us played perfectly, but that made it more exciting in a way.
Whether or not Scarlett thinks it was the greatest game of all time, seeing a foreigner defeat a Korean in 2013 was pretty rare, and having trained against Koreans in Korea, Scarlett had what she needed to prevail. But to do it in such a tense game, with both players pushed to the limit, that's something else entirely. And when those Banelings erupted from the ground, it gave StarCraft fans a moment they would never forget.
Bring them out. Bait him. He's trying to bait. Oh my god! Oh my god! A perfect detonation. What we all expect to see when that kind of thing happens. Chasing the medevacs back in. There's some Banelings.
Thanks for watching. If you want more great content just like this, be sure to hit the subscribe button.